Why don't you hit record?
It's been recording for the past
it has?
minute or two.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Sneaky. Sneaky deekies.
Tom did do his one fucking job. Shit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht for the next
Good start.
for the next half an hour-ish.
We'll pretend to have
the
lisp.
half hour. For the next half an hour-ish. Didn't you have a lisp? You had a spittle.
Yeah. No, I had a lisp.
Oh, right. I couldn't tell.
I had
Anyway.
a lateral lisp. Tell people what the show's about.
We're going to talk about cool stuff and fun things.
For
about a half an hour. That was the next 30-ish things. I'm Alex
Cool.
Albrecht with us, as always, the lovely and talented Tom Krajewski.
Yo, here I am.
Here I am. Super volcano ready to erupt.
Oh, my God.
In comedy and sidekickery.
Just to make me laugh already.
Guys,
So much to say.
I have exciting news.
Ooh, we like news.
My brother got engaged this weekend.
Yay! One less Haislip on the market.
There's now only one Haislip on the market, and it
Ooh.
is me.
Your market
I'm now
value
the
just
last.
went up.
I'm now the last available Haislip.
If I remember supply and demand, that means your demand just doubled.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm super excited.
That's super fun.
I think I've talked about his girlfriend, now fiance, on the show before, but Stacy is awesome and rad, and I'm finally gonna have a sister, you guys.
Oh my God, you've never had a sister.
I've never had a sister.
That's gonna be fun.
I think we're gonna do each other's hair and paint our nails.
That's what I did with my sister.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You do each other's hair?
Yeah.
You're like, all right, my turn. That's so cool. How was?
Yeah.
What did you hear the lowdown? Like, what did he do?
He brought her to where we grew up, Tewksbury, New Jersey.
Okay.
Which is only like an hour away from New York. So she had been there before. That wasn't like a crazy thing. And they had lunch at the General Store, which I have talked about on the show before because they have the best subs in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then they went apple picking in the local orchard, and he proposed in the orchard.
Did he stuff like the ring
Yeah,
inside
like a ring
an apple?
inside an apple. I was like, I found one here, honey. Pick this one. Pick
Eat
this
it,
one.
eat it.
Not that I know of. I've only heard the story from him. So, that story consisted of 3 sentences of him being like, I did this.
I did this.
No.
She said yes.
I was like, did you get down
Goodbye.
on did you get down on one knee? And he's like, no.
What?
You weren't there.
He didn't?
No.
Oh,
Your brother
boy.
didn't?
So I have to actually call Stacy and get the story
Although,
from her.
now that I think about it, I didn't get down on one knee, so I get
You
that.
didn't?
No.
Yeah, but you and Heather were basically common law married by that point anyway.
Yeah. So, yes, comically. No, legally. There is no common law marriage in the state
In
of California.
California,
Yeah, because I looked into it. I mean, not for any reason. not for any financial reasons. But I did take a peek at the common law laws.
Yeah. Alex, we have to talk about what we did this past week.
We did some amazing things this past week.
We did.
We went to DJI. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
DJI,
Yeah.
The drone place. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
I was like, you just had this like look of, what are you talking
it's
about,
because-
Alex, on your face? And I was
It's
like,
because I don't have my glasses on and I can't. You're not super clear in my vision.
and that somehow makes my talking unclear.
No, so I'm probably staring at you and not reacting
vaguely.
as much.
Got it. I
Yes.
see. Because really, you think you're not really looking directly at me.
Right.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the creepiest thing that's ever happened.
Anyway, we flew drones.
We flew
learned how to
drones.
fly drones. Alex
was
did
so-
not crash one.
I did not. Yeah,
Ow.
Jason wrote in after the great drone debacle of 2015, where I exploded my friend's drone, which I believe I've now zeroed in on the problem. It was the drone's fault.
Oh, of course.
No, 100% it was the drone's fault.
Fuck
I
the drones.
landed it, and then the drone was like, "Oh, we're not landing," and so it was like everything was cool, and then I was like, "Fuck that," and bounced 5 feet in the air, and I was like, "No, we were landed." So I blamed the drone. But anyway, so Jason emailed us and said, hey, he works at DJI, right?
Yeah. Well,
I
he's
keep
the guy.
saying DJI like it's not. Right. He's the guy.
He flew the drone at BattleBots, the show
Right.
that I hosted over the summer. He apparently was standing next to me during every battle, and we never actually met. And then he started listening to my podcast, and he wrote in, and he's like, I actually work with the drones. Why don't you come by, and we'll teach you how to fly them.
Do some dronage.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, it's like right around the corner from us.
Yeah.
Was it?
Which was great. Yeah, it's like right in Hollywood. We were like, oh, great. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we went, and we had an opportunity. First off, they had a couple really cool things like they had the little camera thing. So the like the mount that you can hold a 5D. It's almost like a Steadicam, but it's not like connected to your body. It's like you hold it and it moves.
Yeah.
They make that. And so they made a handheld version, like a smaller handheld version for your iPhone that does the same sort of tracking thing. Super rad.
It's something that everyone who's into like action sports will be getting because they'll be able to like record skateboarding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
smoothly. It's really cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. And then we were like, all right, it's time to get to the Rams, to the drones, quick to the drones. And it was super fun. We were on the top of the roof of their building.
I think you say we were on the roof.
We were on the roof, not on top of the roof.
The top of the roof is redundant.
You're under the roof.
No, but
right?
the roof is just the plank boarding. We were actually on top of the roof.
Oh my god, who cares? Just
We
go
were on the roof.
On the roof, which is the top part.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're on the roof, and we got to fly their sort of like entry level drone that now has a 4K camera attached to it. So much fun.
Yeah.
We had a blast. And we have video that we
what?
shot of us doing the drone in it.
Yep. Drone in it and drone in it and drone in it. Wow.
So we're gonna put that. Didn't we say we were gonna put that on the Twitter account or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
probably.
here's some pictures. So here's some
We took pictures of stuff.
Oh yeah, that is you guys.
That is. Thank you, Tom, for confirming.
Oh, Tom.
Tom, I will let you know that the guys there were very upset.
They're very upset
you couldn't come
that
with
you weren't
us.
there. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been
Yeah,
really
they're
busy.
like,
Really?
They kept being like, "We're sorry,
they were like,
Tom
"Where's
can't do
Tom? Where's
this."
Tom?"
man.
And I was like, "Screw Tom."
Yeah. Typical.
That was
Allison.
Allison was like, you know what, guys? Stop talking about Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I'm here.
Thank
That's
you.
what's more important.
Thanks for caring,
the
guys.
Only
And by
single
the way, Jason, at the end of his email back to us, thank us for coming. He says, "P.S. Congratulations, Tom. That's fantastic news about the show on Netflix."
Oh, sweet. Thanks,
Yay.
man.
So he was super great.
2017.
2017, boom. So anyway, so we got to fly the sort of like entry-level drone, and then we got to fly the super drone. The drone that has like the legs that go up after you take off. I mean, it was like...
Are they raised? Like they...
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
And it takes one person flies it and one person
Controls
operates
the camera.
Oh, that is
so
cool.
Alex and I got to fly it together.
It was so much fun.
It was awesome.
It really made me want actually to buy a drone.
Yeah.
How much does something like that go for? Are these
that one I think was
available?
the 2,500.
Oh.
Wasn't that the one that was 2,500? They were all reasonably
Yes.
priced. Like the highest end we could get was like 2,500, I think, and the other ones were like
around $1,000. Like
like
the
around
base
$1,000.
model's right around $1,000.
Yeah, but anyway, so they're like moving because they were like the demand has gone through the roof.
Awesome.
They're making like crazy, many of them.
Yeah.
So it was super fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So thank you, DJI.
DJI. DJI
Sorry.
for being awesome.
I've been drinking a lot this weekend.
Why would you have drank so much this weekend, Allison?
What could have possibly
Because
happened
it was
this
a
weekend?
weekend.
Oh, I was going to say it's Halloween weekend.
Yeah, of course it's
but-
Halloween.
And I was going to say, to get into the talking of Halloween, which I'm very excited to talk about, Corey sent us an email, and it says, Halloween costume no one could guess.
Ooh.
Right? And so he said, I picked out a good costume. No one knew who the hell I was. What did you guys think?
I don't think it's a good costume if no one knows what you are.
Well, so here's the costume.
Well,
So
you have to
here's the
describe
costume.
it for the
It's-
people listening to this.
Here's the costume.
Oh, man.
It's Corey.
Corey.
And
got
he's
a-
in a green
V-neck
sweater.
sweater.
Green V-neck sweater
And
with
glasses?
sort of a with glasses and sort of a although those might be his glasses, I'll see. But here's the thing.
What, man?
This is the picture he attached with it.
Oh,
Let me see.
okay, yeah. Got it.
He was Flanders.
He's Ned Flanders.
Ned Flanders. But that goes to show you what did you guys go? So I went as Chris Knight from from Real Genius.
You did.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got the I Love Toxic Waste T-shirt. I got the alien bobblehead ear things.
That's the best.
And I would say it was a loose.
Interpretation?
No. I mean, it was like I'd say maybe 1 out of every 10 people were like, "Oh my god, that's the best costume ever." And pretty much everybody else was sort of like casual guy in a bathrobe with slippers. You know what I mean?
Casual
It's a
guy.
brilliant
Casual guy.
costume,
It's a brilliant
by the
costume.
way.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. But I definitely made me realize that it's like and of course completely last minute. Like I need to work on my shit.
Yeah.
So you went to like 17 parties dressed as 17 different people.
Did you really?
So what is the list of costumes that you did starting at
Okay,
the earliest?
The first Halloween party I went to was the Playboy Mansion Halloween party.
Nice.
right?
Which I got a total last minute invite to, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like one of the classic Halloween parties in
Yeah.
LA. I'm gonna go to that.
Pajamas and boobs.
So my friend at Pajamas and Boobs, my friend Ashlyn was in town, and she's people think we're sisters. We look very much alike.
Oh yeah.
And then they hear her speak and realize she's Irish, and obviously we're not sisters. But we were like, ooh, we need to do something like as sisters or twins or something. And I came up with the idea, and we went as the Shining twins.
Cool.
The Grady
That's
twins.
great.
Yeah, from The Shining. And it was awesome, mainly because it was the Playboy party.
Yeah.
So 98% of the women there were just like naked.
Oh, come on. Why didn't you invite us?
I mean, no joke. The actual playmates were just in body paint.
Oh my
But
god!
everyone there was like a slutty something or a sexy whatever.
Insert whatever.
And Ashlyn and I were like legit costumes, you know? And we would just walk through the crowd holding each other's hands with like
Amazing.
dead looks on our faces.
Now let me ask
and
you
people
this.
loved it.
I was gonna say, do
Yeah.
you think you actually got hit on more because you were dressed? I don't want to use the word conservatively in the way that it is, but like because Heather went as Bride of Frankenstein. And so she had a full-on like Victorian bridal gown on, which is not revealing by any stretch of the imagination. And she was getting hit on so much.
Yeah, I think there's something to it when a girl isn't going as like, and don't get me
Slutty,
wrong, like
insert
I
anything.
like going as sexy
Sure.
something here and there. I'm not knocking that, but one, I think it's less intimidating if a girl isn't dressed like that.
Interesting,
point.
good choice, good point. Yeah,
And two, I hate to say it, but there's that automatic judgment, like if this girl's dressed in a different way, like, it's just what a guy wants that night.
Interesting.
You
Yeah,
know?
because you're looking around at so many naked girls, and you see one, you're like, I wonder what she looks like naked. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that
maybe.
right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Or
potentially.
if you're the kind of guy who just doesn't want any questions, you don't go talk to those girls. You talk to the girls who are
Who are
showing
in
more
body
skin.
paints, and you're like, no, those are the exact breasts that I like.
Yep. So then after that, I went to the UNICEF Masquerade Ball,
Yeah.
which was amazing. It's done by UNICEF Next Gen, which is a branch of UNICEF specifically put together to help people under the age of like 65 know about UNICEF. Because if you think about it, like
Very smart.
you know about it like when you're in elementary school,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of forget about UNICEF.
Yeah, and then they hit you after the AARP
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So this is all about getting a younger generation involved in UNICEF because it's still very important. And the ball was specifically geared towards like the migrant crisis right now and all the
Gotcha.
children.
Yeah.
There are more children without homes at this point in our history than there have ever been since World War II.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were there more or less naked girls at this point?
Way less naked girls at this time. And this was a black and white ball.
Tom's like,
So-
I'm more than happy to donate.
Yeah.
But one big question.
Yes. Will there be body paint?
Yeah.
It was a black and white ball, and so it's an interesting. This is the second year I've gone to it because some people will just do like a black tie look,
Right.
and then have a cool mask, and
Sure.
then some people will do an actual black and white costume
Oh.
and also have a mask. So I went as Little Black Riding Hood, and I had this like big
amazing.
Victorian cape, and I made a
That's
little black
great.
and white basket to carry my stuff
that's
around in.
cute. That's super
Yeah,
cute.
so that was fun.
Now, UNICEF is the one where you had the little boxes
Yeah.
as
Yes,
a kid
like when you
where
would
you had to
trick or
get
treat.
pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or pennies or other.
No, I feel
Other
like it was like
denominations
make
of money.
get pennies. I was like, all right, man. I mean, you're blowing your wad. This guy's got a $20 bill, but I'll take his penny.
Yeah. And then the final Halloween party I went to was the Maroon 5 Halloween party, which
Nice.
I dig. I go to every year.
Cool.
Nice.
They throw a kick-ass party.
What did you wear to that one?
Bruno Mars.
Oh,
I was Bruno Mars.
amazing.
It was awesome.
Did you happen to bump into Bruno Mars? 'Cause
no,
that would have been
I know.
hysterical.
I did like all night. I was like, I mean, it's the Maroon 5 party.
Yeah,
Bruno Mars
maybe he's here.
might be here.
Might be here.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Sadly, I did not see him.
Man.
It was great though. Like I did the whole pink blazer with
Yeah.
and a black bandana with a white fedora
Yeah,
and
yeah,
aviator. And that was the thing. I had to wear aviators all night, and I realized.
So you realized it was
like
bad
really
at
dark.
inside a party.
Yeah, but it was fun. But I did realize some people thought I was just like a pimp
Oh.
because I had like gold chains on and stuff like that. I was like, no, I'm Bruno Mars, and they're like, oh,
They're like,
right,
oh, pimp Bruno,
Bruno Mars,
Mars.
the pi- yeah.
Yeah, Bruno Mars, the famous Chicago pimp.
yeah,
No, the singer, the other one.
yeah. But that was a great time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And now we're recording the podcast, and you, sir.
My neighborhood gets crazy at Halloween, like thousands and thousands and thousands of kids. So this year I just
Wow.
shut off the lights and went to a party down the street.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. So I mean, like, I finally got to just relax this Halloween. So,
Nice.
You know, you?
Did you dress up?
I did. I wear I have a Ghostbusters jumpsuit
Nice.
with my last name on it.
Standard.
Oh.
Standard.
Yeah,
I
make it
like
a little
it.
bit different. And that's about all I ever wear.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's not a big costume
No,
dressing.
my
guy.
wife dressed up as Morticia Adams.
She looked great, by the way.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, she looked
Yeah.
spot on, Morticia.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't believe you didn't go as Gomez. It would be
I know,
a perfect
I-
opportunity.
Yeah.
You'd have to wear a suit.
That is true.
Jumpsuit
Screw
or suit?
that.
Do you like jumpsuit or suit?
Hot suit or comfortable jumpsuit?
There you go.
And you?
I went to so Heather had a Boubet Sisters show.
Nice.
And the really funny thing is, and I thought this was really smart that they did, because the Boubet Sisters are their '60s comedy doo-wop trio.
You sure you know who this group is?
Yeah. So it's a 3-girl group, and they do like 60s doo-wop comedy.
They're
Yeah.
hilarious.
Hysterical.
They are
Hysterical.
awesome.
And
Spell
so,
Boubet.
Boobe with a little accent.
That's not a
Boubet.
umlaut.
It's not an umlaut. That's why
No.
it's like accent aigu.
Yeah,
or
right,
accent
the old
aigu.
French thing. Yeah.
So they are pretending to be sisters, Kay, Faye, and Renee Boubet. And they're all sisters from a different mister.
Oh.
So they're basically, it's the same mom, but different dads.
Yeah.
And
I got it.
We know
Yeah.
biology.
Yeah, sister from a distant mister.
different mister.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they did a show, Halloween show, but they did Kay, Faye, and Renee Boubet dressed as all the characters from the movie Young Frankenstein.
Oh.
So Heather was actually Faye Boubet dressed as the Bride of Frankenstein.
Right.
And then Frau Brucke was one of them, and then Dr. Frankenstein.
Nice.
Which is hysterical because Karen had her big wig on and then this mustache. And it was the fucking funniest thing because you're sitting there talking to her afterwards, and I was like, I can't take you seriously. You have this giant wig on and this fake mustache. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, so they did their show, and then we had a friend had her birthday at the Velvet Margarita.
Ooh, nice.
So we went and hung out at the Velvet Margarita.
I
which
like
was fun.
margaritas.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun.
Nice.
Shall we get into the show?
Let's do some stories.
I like it. Okay, first off, this one,
Yep.
we should have shown Tom the video prior. But essentially,
We'll just explain it to
yeah,
you,
we will
Tom.
just explain this. So, this like scientist, I guess he's sort of like a science art guy in like Sweden or something. He
We
came up.
we did a lot of research on this
We
story.
did. We watched. I watched the video. That's about it. But he came up with this concept. It's a theoretical euthanizing roller coaster.
A euthanizing roller coaster?
Yeah.
Yes. So, and he basically was like, I tried to figure out a way, like in the future, we may need a way for people to, whether it's population control.
Which
or-
that's the craziest
I
shit
know.
when he said that.
Throw them on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
More
I was
like-
what?
I appreciate the fact that this guy's trying to find a better way because we do have to kill people today, like when people are on death row or something like that.
Dude, if your
So the-
choice was death roller coaster or
Death coaster,
shot
yeah.
or gas, I'd be like death roller coaster. Like,
Well,
come on.
right, and the point is that this roller coaster kills you in a way that you actually feel euphoric.
Yes.
How so?
Because
I don't-
the G's. So when you're
G's.
the
The
G's.
G's.
It's all about the G's. It's all about the G's. My death roller coaster is all about the G's.
Yeah.
So the concept is that it's slow. It takes you up to the top and then drops you down, and it slowly starts to give you these loops, but it slowly decreases the size of the
No
loop.
way.
So it
Yeah.
increases.
It increases the
It
G's.
increases the G's because as
Yeah.
it gets smaller, you go faster, faster, faster.
Yeah.
And as you start to feel these G's and you start to get lightheaded, you start to become euphoric and you just start to feel like
And
crazy,
you'll
creepy.
basically just pass
Pass out,
out.
and
but
then you'll
all-
die.
Someone pulls out a gun and is like, bam.
No.
Oh no!
the-
Then your head gets this thing and it
Yes.
decapitates you.
So it's a Disney
No,
ride.
all the blood is being forced out
Out
of
of
your
your body.
brain. So you go,
What?
you basically go brain dead,
Where's
but
the blood
you
go?
don't
Out your
realize
wiener?
Your
it.
toes. It shoots out your wiener.
Shoots out your wiener.
Where's the blood go? Your wiener. Yeah. So you die with the biggest penis you've ever had in your life.
Sign me up for the death coaster.
But if you survive,
Yeah, but that's the craziest thing is that at the end of this video, he's saying, we do, and I understand that people. What am I trying to say? Like,
Well, like, if
euthanasia is something that's still like a hot button
Yeah.
subject. But
Well,
there are
especially,
people who
like,
like if they have some
assisted
sort of
suicide
yeah,
and stuff like
kind
that.
of
Like
thing.
if you have if you're like,
Yeah.
well, you've got a week to live, you're like, well, I'll just take the death coaster.
over like a long, painful,
Yeah,
drawn out
exactly, yeah.
misery.
My next question: if you want to kill yourself with the death coaster, does it cost money? And do you have to afford it?
I don't know because all of it
Wouldn't
is
that be like
theoretical right now. But my
It's
point
like,
is,
I need that Death Coaster rider in my healthcare program.
yeah. But my point is that at the end of this video, he's like, yeah, we could use it for this or like overpopulation. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like that to me is insane.
Yeah.
If we like, there should never be a point where we just have to randomly kill people because we're too populated.
Yeah, that's what Logan's Run was for, right?
I was gonna say we shouldn't ever get to that point. We will probably get to that point.
That's insane, though.
I mean, that's
But we will.
How do you choose? You can't choose.
a lottery, just like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Come on.
How,
The classic 70s sci-fi trope of a lottery, and
Yeah.
then those people go on the euthanasia coaster.
The euthanasia. Wait, isn't this what? Oh, never mind. Wait, isn't
Isn't this? Oh, never mind.
Isn't like the fucking Maze Runner or the Divergent
they're
series
all
or
the
one
same,
of those?
Yeah,
isn't
Maze
isn't
Runner. Well,
No. Well, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
they're all
See.
terrible.
yeah.
The Maze Runner is a great airplane movie.
No,
I
was it
enjoyed
really?
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it was. I enjoyed
Oh.
it. I would say Sunday if it's on cable or Netflix or something.
Did not enjoy
All
it.
right.
It's worth watching. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No.
Wow. To each their own, sir. So, Death by Roller Coaster.
Death by Roller Coaster.
is coming to a hot topic
by
near
Coaster.
you.
By the way, chosen death by roller coaster, not accidental death by roller coaster.
Well, oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so this is really funny. I had never heard of this, but it's freaking hysterical. Okay, the pass that allows people to fly for free forever, and the airlines attempt to kill it. So
I'm sorry, the what?
the pass.
Pass. Got it.
Pass, PASS, that
Yeah.
allows people to fly free forever,
Wow.
and the airlines attempt to kill it.
Okay.
Now,
Haven't heard of it.
I had never heard of this, but it sounds super fucking cool.
Right.
In 1981,
Ooh.
American Airlines presented this ability for people to buy something called the A-Air Pass.
I feel like I remember this.
So it was... they basically you would buy this pass
Yeah.
and you would pay a one-time fee of $250,000.
Yeah. Wait, we've talked about this on the show before.
I
haven't we?
don't think so because
so.
I had never heard of it.
Oh, really?
So $250,000, which is about $640,000 today. So
Okay.
essentially, it would be like somebody saying $640,000, right? So
Right.
it's like $250,000 or $250,000.
Good math.
Whatever
Good
the
math.
fuck. Anyway,
So not super popular at math right
so
now.
much
Alex.
not super popular at math. Anyway, lots of the moonies.
Yeah.
But you get unlimited, free, first-class airfare
Oh, first class.
for the rest of your life.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But if it's like you think about it, they were like, well, there's only going to be a handful of people that do it, like maybe
Yeah.
not even that many. You know what I mean? They were thinking it would be a way that top businesses might buy 2 or 3 for their CEOs,
Right. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And they were like, it's a way to get a bunch of money in, and we don't need to worry about it in the long run because
That's the next guy's problem.
yeah,
The next president.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like who cares? Like, so they get a free ticket. Fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it came with a couple interesting little things.
Okay.
And by the way, they
Like a scented soap?
no. So first off, the first fuck up that they did, which
Okay.
and this has now come back to bite them in the ass. Crazy.
Okay.
Over the lifetime from then till now, they sold 66 of these things.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Right. Well,
Wow.
yeah, it doesn't seem like much.
Wait, from then till now, it existed?
So here's the thing. So in 1990, they bumped the price up to what is equivalent of today $1 million.
Oh, wow.
And then at 1993, they bumped it up to what would be the equivalent of $1.7 million.
oh, wow.
Right. But and I have a feel. I think they've stopped. It didn't say exactly when they stopped doing it, but I can't imagine they're doing it anymore because they're now trying to
Right.
get to like they're going after anyway. So
they've
here's
sold
a couple
66
problems.
of these.
66. So here's a
Yeah.
couple of problems that they didn't anticipate.
Okay.
In the contract, it says you can fly for free.
Right.
Well, that means I don't have to pay any taxes.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
have
or
to pay
fees.
any fees.
Yeah.
So one of the things that people started doing was they would book 50 flights.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, and if I decide I want to go on one, I'll go on one. And if not, fuck those guys. Like,
that's-
Yeah.
that's on them. There's no cancellation fee.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And as taxes went up, like airport fees
Yeah.
that the airline has nothing to do with, that's not my problem. It says
Oh, yeah.
fucking free.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, they're now incurring actual costs.
Oh,
right?
yeah. They have to pay for these
Yeah,
tickets.
so that wasn't one thing. The other thing is they didn't realize that it came with a free lifetime access to the Admiral Club.
Oh.
Which has a bunch of free food,
Right.
So now somebody goes, hey, let's go get some. I'm going to go get some dinner at LAX. I'll just book a ticket to somewhere that I'm not going to go to. And I'll go sit in the Admiral Club and drink all their booze and eat all their fucking free
Has
food.
people done this though?
Yes, they're literally like, people have started getting
Out of these
together
66 people.
66 people. They started kind of like getting together. And then people found out that they had these tickets.
Yeah.
And so even the people at the Admiral Club, when they would go and be like, hey, I'm thinking about going somewhere today. Where should I go? One dude went to London 16 times in a month.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was like, fuck it, it's awesome. And it's first class, so you're just like these awesome first class flights.
Yeah.
What's a first class ticket
Why
to London
not?
cost? Like 10 grand maybe? I don't know.
Last
might be
minute.
more. Actually, it's like 17. And there's no, like, you can do anytime. There's no, like, last minute,
Oh
day
my
of.
gosh.
Doesn't matter.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So then it gets even worse.
Oh, wow.
They also put in
better for these
slash
people.
better for these 66 people, these
Yeah.
fucking lotto winners. Slash better. They put in there that you get frequent flyer miles.
No way.
For your flights.
Why? What would be the point of that?
Because in 81 they were like, well, we should really incentivize people because we want like 10 people to buy these fucking tickets. So they made these like crazy
But
things.
if you get free flights, what are you? Well, I guess you can use the frequent flyer miles for like car rentals and things like that. But like, what?
Yeah.
What would be the point of the airline? Give it like that. Wow.
Well, guess what else you can do with frequent flyer points?
What?
You can sell them.
Oh.
Yes.
So you're making
And
money
also
off this.
Yeah.
give them to your friends.
Holy-
So you go, wait a minute, we want to go to Hawaii in a month? Okay, well, let me fly back and forth from London until
Yeah.
I have enough points to give you a free frequent flyer
Oh my
miles,
gosh.
and you can come with me.
I'm so jealous. This
I
is
know.
So amazing.
I know. And it gets better.
Oh, what? There's more?
Oh my god.
And by the way, this is why they're like, we were fucking morons for putting this in, right? It gets better.
Wow.
They allow you to pay for a person to travel with you in first class at a
Okay.
deep discount. You only have to pay 40% of the fare of the ticketed fare.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. So what these people started doing
No.
was they started offering like, hey, come with me. Like one dude started buying they would buy 2 tickets and then travel just for the elbow room. They'd be like, nobody's sitting here. I'm just going to buy 2 tickets, either with their frequent flyer miles or they pay 40%.
Right.
And so they're like, if it's a booked flight, like if it's a full flight and now 2 fucking first class tickets, that's like $17,000 a pop,
Yeah.
are now out every fucking whenever they want to go.
Wow.
So then they started inviting people to go. Like this one dude would just start inviting random people to go with him. And this other dude would just start giving people free upgrades for the
gosh.
flight. He'd just walk around and be like, oh, where are you flying? Oh, you flying? You want to come up and fly in first class? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, great, you can have my other ticket.
Yeah. Wow.
So American finally went, we got to fucking stop this.
Yeah.
So then they started targeting these people.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
They
sounds
started
dangerous.
It's a good movie.
They literally
Yeah.
had like their whole like legal team going through the thing and trying to find them
loophole.
Yeah.
breaking one rule once because then they can fucking get rid of it.
Oh, wow.
So they started extorting people.
Oh.
So this one dude flew this guy, like gave him his upgrade or whatever, flew this guy to Vancouver or whatever.
yeah.
He was going to then fly back. They canceled his ticket. They said, your ticket's canceled. You're not on this flight. Then they brought him into a security room
Well,
and
how
said,
can they do that?
because they shouldn't be able to do that, but they did.
Yeah.
And they took him into a room and said, well, we'll give you a free ticket back to your home if you say that you paid this guy for the ticket.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, but I didn't pay for the guy for the ticket. And he was like, but I'm going to give you this ticket back. Otherwise, you're stuck here unless you say. And so then they froze that guy's American Airlines frequent flyer account. And he was like, this is fucking extortion.
Oh, my
So he
gosh.
went to the government. I think it was the Transportation Administration. It was probably the Transportation Administration. And he was like, this is fucking extortion. So they turned it back on. But they've literally been like hunting these 66 fucking people. They've gotten 3 of them revoked.
Really? What did those people do?
3 of them revoked. One of them like was selling, because that's the thing. Is just like it says like you can't sell one of these tickets that you buy. It's for friends and family, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so at one point somebody got caught because he was like basically saying, hey, you can get a 50% discount. I'll fly with you and you'll get first class ticket 50% off, but you pay me the 50%, and then he would just pay this 40% and take the cash.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cheaper if like the airline like hired like hitmen just kill off all the people?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Potentially,
I'm thinking
yes.
as a writer
Can you
here,
imagine being one of those like now 63 people and like living your life in fear of American Airlines?
No shit.
Wow.
But like this one guy said, he was like, it was really great. Like he said, a very fun Sunday would be to wake up, fly to Detroit, rent a car, go to Ontario, have lunch, spend $50 to $100 buying Canadian things, and then be back for dinner.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I mean, for you, Mrs. Freaking Flyer Miles.
I'm obsessed with freaking Flyer Miles.
How fucking crazy would that be to just never have to worry about paying for a flight ever again for your life?
I thought I was in good shape when I got that Virgin America credit card, and I never have to pay a change or cancellation fee on Virgin flights.
Yeah.
Which that like took so much weight off of my life. Booking travel now, I'm like, oh man, but having something just free flights where I still get frequent flyer miles, that is my heaven.
Ugh.
That is my Shangri-La.
So in 2007,
that is my Eden.
We'll get you one for
We'll
Christmas.
get you one for Christmas, maybe.
Cool.
We'll just have to twist around to still do them.
We'll steal some UNICEF pennies.
So they said, according to an internal report, in 2007, the top unlimited air pass holders cost the airline in excess of $1 million each year per pass holder.
No. 66 million.
Well, they said the top, so maybe it was like the top 5 or the top 6, but still,
that's.
I mean,
they got their money's worth. Those customers.
No
Holy
shit.
crap.
Well, they basically said one of them said that essentially the American Airlines said, we realize now that these people are basically acting. They basically have access to a fleet of high-end private jets.
Yeah,
it's the equivalent of that. Because they just show up. You just show up and you go, I want to be on the flight in 2 hours to London.
Yeah.
And they go, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like,
well, but that's only if they have a seat available. They can't like.
know if that's true.
Really? They can like kick someone else off the flight?
Well, I mean, because you know how that happens when you like get there and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we overbooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like if someone has bought a first class ticket and they have, because I'm pretty sure when you buy first class, you're guaranteed a seat assignment.
First off, I don't think right now at this point with planes you're guaranteed shit.
Well, that's true.
But how crazy is that?
If you're selling $1 million like tickets like that, obviously the only people who are going to use those are people who are rich with plenty of time on their hands to take all these flights all the time.
Right? Yeah.
It's like,
well, but they, in their mind, and I get where they came from, they were like, well, wait a minute, we're assuming that it'll just be like a company.
Yeah.
Like Lockheed will buy one for their CEO and then just never have to pay for a ticket for them again.
Wait, I like
you know
that you just assumed that a company that makes planes would have bought one.
Actually, yeah, Boeing would be like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
This is so much cheaper than us flying them around. But it's crazy. It was one of those things where I was like, God, I've never heard of this.
No.
Yeah.
B, I want it.
I had heard a story that I had heard was that I feel like there's some basketball player or something who made a deal with an airline for a pass like this.
Oh yeah.
And then the airline was like, oh, and got it for like $250,000. But then the airline was like, oh man, damn it, he's really using this thing a lot.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, it goes to show that it's like, I love the idea, the out of the box thinking of like, how can we fix air travel? Like airline travel is getting sort of annoying. I mean, it used to be so like high class and sexy and like
dress
it was
up
like
in the
and there were
in
like
the 60s,
couches and you know what I mean.
I feel like if airlines actually made it easier to travel, i.e., don't have these crazy cancellation fees. Don't make it so difficult to change your flight and that kind of stuff. More people would fly.
Well, and that's why we're seeing the rise of the sort of startup stuff that it still hasn't yet gotten to that part where it's like it's affordable even for somebody who's doing okay. You know what I mean?
Startup stuff? What do you mean?
Well, like Blackjet is one where it was basically Uber for jets.
Oh,
so essentially, if you go into Blackjet, you can see when planes are dead legging or deadheading. I can't remember what it's called. Dead leg or whatever.
What?
So like if I'm a famous person and I fly my private jet to New York,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be in New York for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and maybe it's a plane share or something where like my buddy also flies there. Well, if my buddy has to fly somewhere from L.A., that plane flies to L.A. with no passengers.
Right,
So
right.
I think it's called a dead leg.
Okay.
Essentially, it's like it's a waste of money.
Right.
Well, so what BlackJet did was they went, well, there's all these private jets all over the world that are constantly needing to do these dead legs. Why don't we sell lower cost tickets on these flights? Because they were going to be, nothing was going to happen.
Yeah.
So for, like $2,500, you can take a private jet plane from LA to New York.
Private jet plane.
Flying on a private jet
Leaving
And then
on a
there's-
jet plane.
There's another one that's I can't remember exactly what it's called, something else jet, but it's a fleet of jets that have very limited places that they go. So right now I think they go to from San Francisco to San Jose to Vegas to San Diego to LA up to like Carmel or something like that. You know what I mean? But so it's like a very limited thing. But what it is it's $1,500 a month and unlimited flying.
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
So it's like if you travel, like let's say you live in LA, but you work up in
San Francisco
or in San Jose, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do that. Every Thursday I'm going to fly back, or every Monday I'm going to fly up. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing. But it goes to, and they're all private jets,
Right.
and so sometimes there's nobody in them. Sometimes there's another 9 people. You know what I mean? But it's all small private jets.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things where you go, there's going to be a place at which, the cost of actually flying private will go down enough that it'll then make people go, oh my God, this is so much easier. Because I've flown not in like a crazy expensive private jet, but literally just like a private like 6-seater twin engine King Air, which is not sexy by any stretch of the imagination.
Sounded sexy.
But it was really nice because it was like, oh, great. We just walk onto the tarmac. The guy's like, hey, you ready to fly? And we're like, yeah. And then he flies us.
I got to fly in a really nice private jet once. Yeah.
Fancy
it was
schmancy.
great. And it was just to San Francisco, which bummed me out because I was like, I want to spend more time on the fancy plane.
I know. Well, that goes to some of my, like, you know how, like, you have those goals in your mind? Or, like, I'm so excited to be filthy rich because I will do X, Y, and Z. One of the things that I'm so, like, super jazzed about is to rent an island.
What?
Rent an island.
Can I come?
Yes, that's the whole point.
Okay.
Rent an island, then rent a, like, 20-seat fully awesome private jet to fly from LA to the private island.
Yeah.
And basically
then hunt everybody.
Send out my well, don't spoil the fun for me.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah, that would be so amazing. And then basically just send out an Evite to all my friends and go like, hey, there's a jet. It's leaving Santa Monica Airport and
Get
it's going
on
to
it
private
and come
island.
to this private island.
It is your choice to come or not to come, but I will be there.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Like, how much fun would that be?
Can you please hurry up and
Yeah.
get rich
I know. Give me-
quickly
give me-
so we can go do that?
3
Keep us
years.
on that list.
I've
3
always
years?
said that I can't wait to have enough money where I could shop at Barney's, but then I would still never actually shop at Barney's because I just think it's even if I had the money to buy the things there,
Yeah.
I'm like it's so stupid expensive.
Yeah,
I don't want those things that are that
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, it's
I
really
just want to have
funny.
the money to be capable of doing that.
And I kind of feel like the same way. Like, I feel like even if I was stupid, filthy, crazy rich, like, I might rent a Bugatti Veyron or even buy one for the weekend and then return it or sell it. But I just can't imagine being the guy that's like, oh, yeah, well, I'll just tool around town in my Bugatti Veyron.
yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, like I feel like the highest end car I'd ever own is like an Audi.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe like a Mercedes. You know,
I have a BMW and I
Right.
love my BMW. I would do like, and the crazy thing is that like I had a Range Rover, loved it, Range Rover Sport,
Yeah.
best car I've ever had. And the one up from the Range Rover Sport is just like the Range Rover like HSE or whatever. Like
Right.
when you think of Range Rover, that's what you think of.
yeah.
They're too big. So I was like,
Yeah.
if I got all the money in the world, I would just get another Range Rover Sport. Now it would be top of the line, tits out, but it wouldn't be.
But it wouldn't be the most expensive.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be like. Anyway,
We're still gonna be practical when we're filthy stinking rich.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, which I believe will keep us filthy, stinking rich.
Ooh, good point.
I will blow a lot of money on islands.
I was gonna
and
say you're gonna
airplanes.
blow a lot of what?
I will blow a lot of dudes to keep my airplanes in the air. I was like, what do I got to do? Let's do this.
Nice. Do we have time for one more story?
It was a short one.
Okay, cool.
What time is it, Tom?
It's like 40 minutes.
All right, yeah, short one.
But we
All right.
did record earlier. too.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'll do the controlling your dreams. Okay.
Controlling your dreams?
Turn off your dreams with this neural switch.
That sounds not good.
But why turn them off?
Yeah.
Because
Alex?
you flip the switch the other way, brother, and you turn them on.
What? Oh.
What?
Yeah.
By the way, that just sounded like a really depressing view on life.
Yeah.
Turn off your dreams.
Turn off your dreams. It's a switch to allow people to enjoy their shitty existence. It takes all of your ambition and dreams and turns them off.
Yeah.
I want to be a space pilot.
I will fix this door.
Pesky dreams.
Pesky dreams. So, neuroscientists from University of California, Berkeley, have been able to control when a sleeping mouse enters a dream state simply by flipping a switch.
What?
So they achieved this.
Is the switch connected to something in its brain?
Yes, they inserted it. They inserted an optogenic switch into the medulla.
Okay.
And
Oblongata.
they activate the neurons with a laser light. So basically, they put this laser light connected to like a light switch.
Okay, cool. I'm with
a scientific
you so far.
light switch. And basically activating it, flipping the switch, laser pointing onto the person's brain specifically would send.
And by person you mean mouse.
Mouse person, danger mouse. Would send the sleeping mouse into REM sleep in under a minute.
That's awesome.
Wow.
But the crazy thing is, and it can't control exactly what they're thinking of. It can't be like dinosaurs switch.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
This is an Inception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like a guy. It's like a scientist. He dreams of a scientist holding a laser pointer at him.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus. When the nerves are inactive, it completely hinders the mouse's ability to go into REM sleep altogether. So you can basically turn on whether they can dream or not.
Ooh.
Which is kind of fucked up. But I also
do androids dream of electric sheep?
Yes, but I also feel like this is something that might be useful when you start talking about long cryogenic sleep. Because think about it.
Alex brought it there.
Yeah.
Right, think about it. If you get, because you know how like time gets like super slow when you're dreaming?
Yes.
So if you're like fall into a fucked up dream and you're on a like 20-year frozen
ship.
like sleep mission to Mars,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like fighting. You wake up and you're like, I've been fighting fucking goblins for 1,700 years. What the fuck?
It would never. There would never be a 20-year sleep mission to Mars. We can get there in like 2.
Well, I'm just saying. Maybe they take the long way around.
Fighting goblins.
Fighting goblins for like 700 years. Fuck. Those things suck. Like spider dreams for 700 years.
No.
Or paper cut dreams. Like dreams of 1,000 paper cuts.
Why would you say that?
Yes.
Oh, God.
This is why we need the on-off switch for dreams.
But wait, okay.
No.
So Alison Haislip can smoothly and quietly just blink and wake up.
I quit this podcast.
No more paper clip dreams.
Paperclip?
Paperclip. But how crazy that they actually found
I was
a place.
actually thinking it would be more, because wouldn't you want, so you don't wake up, wouldn't staying in REM be more important?
I don't think you need to be in REM to be asleep. REM
You
is
don't,
just
but
that
REM is like the deepest part of sleep, isn't it?
And you need that to like work out like all sorts of crazy stress and problems from the day before. So
you
feel,
need those
you
spiders
do need
or
dreams.
paper cuts
no matter what
following
it is. So why would they want to turn it off? I know you say for like cryogenic sleep, but is there actual practical reasons to this?
Well, I mean, I think that there. First off, the thing that they said was that people believed that the medulla was only involved in the concept of skeletal muscle paralysis during sleep. So basically, they were like, that's the part of the brain that all scientists were like, oh, okay, that's the part that makes us not punch ourselves. You know what
Sounds just like every scientist I've ever met.
Yeah, those crazy scientists. They're like, that's why we don't run and fall out of the bed, because of the medulla. You know what I mean?
So do dogs not have that?
Yeah. Well, no, but a lot of people
Dogs run
don't.
and
That's
sleep?
like sleepwalking is where they get fucked up in the medulla. You get fucked up in the medulla, and you're gonna sleepwalk all night.
I have a buddy who
He's fucked up in the medulla?
No, he sleepwalks.
So he is fucked up in the medulla.
But so his parents live down by my parents in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and a lot of times we're there at the same time for holidays and whatever. And one time when we were down there, like me and my brother, him and his sister, we all went out and got absolutely shit-faced.
As you do.
In Hilton Head, South Carolina. And apparently my buddy woke up in the middle of the night, butt ass naked, walked through his parents' house, and then vomited.
Amazing. Mom, Dad,
Was he just,
I'll see myself back to my room. That's fantastic.
I know.
So they were testing to see if what they thought was true, which is that the medulla also has to do with whether you do or do not engage in REM sleep.
Got it.
So that's why they were like, let's just shoot some photons at this bitch and see what happens. As scientists
let's
do.
just shoot some photons at this bitch.
You know what? Let's shoot some photons and see what happens.
Yeah,
all
fuck
right.
it.
that's half of all science.
That is totally.
Can I get a photon facial? I feel like that would
Yeah.
make me look really good.
I'm just going to shoot your face with my photons. Okay. Okay, let's see. Science. Anyway, so
Science,
I think
bitches.
this is definitely a step towards Inception.
Cool.
We
Yeah.
now know the area of the brain that turns on and off dreams.
Awesome.
Cool.
Next step, putting ourselves in it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Like fucking Dreamscape.
Next step,
Dreamscape.
Yeah, Dreamscape.
giving making that person give Alex a private jet.
Yes. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Think about being able to like get in somebody's brain, just like Inception. I guess that is the movie
That's
Inception.
the movie
All right, forget it. forget I got excited about the concept of
Christopher
Inception. I
Nolan
haven't
beat you
seen
to
it.
that about 6 years ago.
Damn it. All right.
Should we finish
All right,
it up?
that's it. That's
All
it.
right.
That's it.
You
We're
guys-
done
Time's
here.
over.
Go home.
Yeah, let's do
We're gonna
it.
shoot some photons out of your headset.
Guys, if you don't already do it, follow us on Twitter
Yeah.
at halfhourhappyhr. Shoot us an email, halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. Every time I say
Very
that, I'm
nice.
like, is that our email
Very
address?
good.
No. And I'm like, I think it
I
is.
think so.
Yeah, that is it. We have spent another
exhausted our
approximately
time,
half
yeah.
hour.
Woohoo.
Have fun this week, gentlemen and lady.
Get out of
Thanks.
here.
And we will see you all next week. Bye.
Wait, you didn't do the sign off.
Oh, well, that's it for this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy
you
Hour
doing?
with Alison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Alison Haislip.
And of course is with his finger, the man with the finger on the button.
Tom, you had one fucking job and you hit the button too soon. Sorry. Bye.